People think they're bored when they're actually overstimulated. Consider how common it is for people to wake up, scroll social media, make coffee, scroll social media again, take a shower, listen to a podcast, drive to work while listening to the same podcast, maybe listen to music while they work, scroll social media again at lunch, go for an evening walk, maybe listen to an audiobook, eat dinner in front of the TV, and then watch YouTube in bed. That is an insane amount of input and stimulation. It's more information than can really be processed by the brain. And if you only leave room for input, there will be no meaningful output. I've noticed that my brain becomes accustomed to the amount of input I take in. If I'm going through a phase of watching a lot of YouTube or listening to a lot of music, then watching and listening become my default. That becomes my normal. If I go for a run without something in my ear, something feels off and dull. Reaching for my earbuds then becomes reflexive. But oddly, if I spend a lot of time in quiet, reading, writing, maybe doing chores without listening to something, then going for a run without music or a podcast feels normal, not empty, not boring or dull. It's kind of like if you get used to eating a lot of candy or ice cream or other sugary foods, then you wouldn't necessarily appreciate a strawberry. I'm not saying you would dislike it, but it wouldn't taste sweet to you. But strawberries are sweet. It's just that your senses are unable to register the sweetness because they're so accustomed to an exaggerated amount of sweetness. And I think the same thing can happen with the information and the stimulation we get from our phones. If having a meal or going for a walk without looking at a screen or listening to something feels boring, it might not actually be boredom that you're experiencing. It may be that your brain is too loud or restless or keyed up on the constant dopamine releasing input that it's accustomed to getting. It might be that your brain just craves more of the same. In that state, no one would be able to recognize or appreciate the slower, quieter, more subtle aspects of experience. But again, that's your perception. That doesn't mean reality itself is boring. This is where reading came in for me. When I made a habit of reading every day, it forced my mind to slow down and tolerate slower moving, more cognitively demanding input for an extended period of time. At first, reading felt effortful. It wasn't a negative experience, but it felt like a task to sit down and concentrate long enough to read a couple of chapters in a book. After a couple weeks, though, something shifted. Concentration and focus clicked into place quicker, and reading felt relaxing, almost like a mental massage. I don't know, that sounds weird. I bet it's some form of flow state, and I can see why some people become such voracious readers because it's a pleasant state to be in once you get used to it. And the slower pace and focus you develop through reading leaks into the rest of your day. Your brain becomes accustomed to slower input and less of it. Your sense of normal shifts, so that time away from screens no longer feels boring. It's stimulating and engaging just to be in your surroundings, to move your body and just think. Or not think and just be. That's all I have for now. Please like and subscribe while you're here, and I'll see you in the next video.